Only on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People, your station for pure entertainment. Weekdays, 11:30 a.m. Entertainment Today, where your favorite stars and stories come alive.
Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. It is 11:37, Thursday, August 21, 2025. I am Queen Chima. On the show today, it's going to be in segments. I have a guest with me in the studio. We're going to be talking comedy and the comedy industry, what it is. If you noticed on social media, I was asking you who is your favorite comedian or comedian, that's male or female, and why is that person your favorite? The industry has grown into one that is entertaining and captures an aspect of entertainment in Nigeria. While you may want to compare it to music, movies, every other form of entertainment, it stood the test of time, from stand-up comedy to skit making to some people saying that it would skit making, rather stand-up comedy would always be a thing no matter what. People would always pay to attend shows where they can get to be entertained. Well, we're going to also see that if you send your text messages telling me who's your favorite comedian or comedian by sending that message or WhatsApp message to 0701 9339 962. Now, don't just tell me why the person is your favorite. Please also tell me who your favorite is and tell me why the person is your favorite. That's a message or text message, WhatsApp or text message to 0701 9339 962. And then remember that you can drop a comment on Facebook, Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Today 95.1 FM, drop a comment there, or on X at Today 951, and I'll sure read it. Well, U.S. celebrity, judge, and social media star Frank Caprio has died aged 88. His family has said over a 40-year career in Rhode Island, he famously used compassion and humor to make judgments that took into consideration the personal circumstances of the people in the dock. Videos of Judge Caprio presiding over cases on his hit TV show Court in Providence have had billions of views on social media, earning him the title the nicest judge in the world. His death following a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer was announced on his official Instagram account, where he was remembered for his warmth and unwavering belief in the goodness of people. Judge Caprio had presided over thousands of cases in his hometown of Providence, Rhode Island, before embarking on a TV career. His signature courtroom style produced viral clips ranging from him inviting children to sit with him behind the bench during cases to announcing a mini judge plushie of himself. A TikTok video showcasing his morning routine, brushing his teeth, signing his book, and watching videos of his own show has had more than 5 million views. In a 2019 interview, Judge Caprio said his courtroom proceedings show a slice of life of Rhode Island that is very interesting. It reflects the same issues people are experiencing nationwide. David Caprio, his son, thanked fans for their love and support and urged people to spread a little kindness in his father's memory. In an Instagram statement to his 3.4 million followers, Judge Caprio was remembered for the countless acts of kindness he inspired. His warmth, humor, and kindness left an indelible mark on all who knew him, the statement said. But during its run, Court in Providence was nominated for 3 daytime Emmys with George Caprio earning 2 of his own nominations last year. The company behind it, Deba McCurry, paid tribute to George Caprio's unique brand of compassion and common sense approach. We will miss him dearly, co-presidents Mort Marcos and Aaron Benston said in a statement. Well, after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2023, George Caprio said he was fully prepared to fight as hard as he could and thanked followers for their support. He's survived by his wife Joyce Caprio of almost 60 years, their 5 children, 7 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Bridgerton isn't a romance, it's a workplace drama, says Shonda Rhimes. Well, it began with an abandoned novel in the hotel room. I was sick and in bed, and I don't even like romance novels. Well, the book was The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, the first of 8 novels about the children of the family in Regency, England. It was perhaps not the obvious choice for a woman of color, but because the basis for Rhimes' hit series Bridgerton, starring Nicola Carlin, Jonathan Bailey, and Simon Ashley, the showrunner's contribution to television was honored on Wednesday when she was awarded the inaugural Edinburgh Fellowship at the TV Festival. While speaking to Misha Hussein on stage at the festival, which is marking its 50th year, she told delegates she applied for film school rather than law school because she read an article that said it was harder to get in, and as the youngest of 6 children, she wanted to impress her parents. On leaving film school, she worked as an office administrator, but wrote in her spare time her first idea, a romantic comedy about an older white woman accidentally matched to a younger black man, was sold but never made. Well, Merida Gray is the titular character of Grey's Anatomy. The series Rhimes, created in 2005 after a show about female war correspondents, was rejected, and she was told the head of Disney wanted a medical drama. Well, in Nigeria, where Nollywood actor Fabian Adibe, famed for his role in the classic television series Things Fall Apart, is dead. Well, Punch Online gathered that the veteran actor died at the age of 81. Journalist and movie producer Seun Oluketuyi confirmed the death in a social media post on Wednesday. Things Fall Apart actor Fabian Adibe has died 2:30 a.m. this morning. Oluketuyi wrote. Adibe, who celebrated his 81st birthday in December 2024, reportedly died peacefully around 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday, August 20. The actor and television personality led Nigeria to his first Commonwealth Art Festival in 1965 before launching his acting career in 1987 with the acclaimed adaptation of Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. He portrayed the character Ogbuefi Uzowulu in the series, acting alongside Pete Edochie, and earned admiration for his calm demeanor and powerful performances, which endeared him to generations of viewers. The National Film and Video Centres Board, NFVCB, has expressed gratitude to the Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, for assisting the board in acquiring a building for its permanent headquarters. The board's Director General, Dr. Shoaibu Hussein, led the management team in paying a courtesy visit to the minister in Abuja on Tuesday. Dr. Hussein thanked the minister for her support and recommendations which led to the allocation of the property confiscated since 2017 to the board. He noted that the board had been waiting for 28 years to acquire its own property and expressed hope that the ministry would support the renovation of the building through intervention funds. We also have enough space for the museum that we have always yearned. The minister, in response, praised Dr. Hussein's leadership and dedication to the board, describing him as passionate and exceptional. She expressed delight in the board's milestone and looked forward to continued collaboration. The NFVCB plans to establish a museum within the new headquarters, which will provide a platform for showcasing Nigeria's rich cultural heritage. Dr. Hussein invited the minister to the board's digital conference in November, further solidifying the partnership between the board and the ministry. Well, a former senior special assistant on new media to ex-president Muhammadu Buhari Bashir Ahmed has weighed in on the long-running controversy between popular singer Aziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, and the late rapper Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. This comes after Naira Marley publicly shared his own account of events leading up to the death of his former signee, Mohbad. Well, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday, Ahmed said he had not closely followed the case until recently, but after watching Naira Marley's detailed account, he believes the artist has been wrongly accused. Former Senior Special Assistant on New Media and Digital Communications to the late President Muhammadu Buhari, Bashir Ahmed, he wrote, "I have never really taken time to go through the Naira Marley and Mohbad saga. I was only vaguely aware of the headlines and social media reactions until this morning when I watched the video where Naira Marley shared his own side of the story. Honestly, I wouldn't have believed him if I hadn't documented everything so thoroughly. Messages, calls, videos and dates from the very first day they started talking to the very last minute. It is truly a blessing where God gives you the wisdom to document every important situation in your life. That habit alone can save you from injustice and false narratives." Ahmed also stated that those who accuse Naira Marley on the case owe the singer an apology. Those who wrongly accuse Naira Marley owe him an apology at the very least. May Mohbad continue to rest in peace. Responding to comment on that, he supposed the former presidential aide added that it had previously been difficult for many to defend Marley, but he commended the singer for eventually speaking up. Good that he found the courage to come. Well, Punch Online reports that Naira Marley, in a documentary shared on the official YouTube page of the Malian Entertainment on Wednesday, narrated how his ex-signee began his musical journey under his label, the circumstances that led to Mohbad's exit from the label, and how he died. And lastly on the news, where Nigerian music lovers are buzzing after Billboard released its top 50 best Afrobeat songs of all time, with Tubaba's African Queen taking the #1 spot. Wizkid's Ojueleba came second, while Flavor's Nwa Baby was ranked third. Rema's Calm Down secured fourth place, and Wizkid's Essence featuring Thames claimed the fifth spot. Billboard said the list was put together to commemorate the game changers of the genre, noting that songs were selected based on cultural impact, local popularity, global reach, and commercial successes. It's still entertainment today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Who is your favorite comedian in Nigeria, comedian or comedian? I'd like to know. Send that as a message to 0701 9339 962. Drop a message or WhatsApp message. And you can also drop a comment on Facebook at Today 95.1 FM. Who and why is the person your favorite? All right, drop those messages and I'll read it. Terminator by King Promise. I'll be right back and we'll be talking to our guest. Interestingly, he's a comedian. I will get into his world. And because some of you have said that, oh, Queen, my weekend, I don't have money, so there's nothing for me to do last week. I promised you that I was going to get you something to attend to this weekend, and I'll also give you tickets to attend that show and just have fun, courtesy Today 95.1 FM and the entertainment show. King Promise, Terminator, do stay with us. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. I see your messages and I like that it just differs. I mean, everyone has their favorite comedian. I have comedian Danny SP here with me in the studio. Danny, how are you doing? SPC. Yes.
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
What's your? I know that you have this is like your stage name, Danny SPC. What's the real name?
Okay, the real name is the real name is Daniel Chinedu Ikechukwu.
Daniel Chinedu Ikechukwu. It's good to see you. So let's begin from who your favorite comedian is.
Okay, favorite comedian. Do you mean in Port Harcourt or generally? Nigeria. Okay.
Okay, let's begin from Port Harcourt. In Port Harcourt, who?
Okay, in Port Harcourt, I have
a number of them.
Yes, I have my favorite in skits. I have my favorite in stand-up comedy.
All right, tell me.
So when it comes to skits making, my favorite comedians are Mr. Funny. That's the one we know as Sabinos.
Okay.
I also have Fresh Abino.
Okay.
Those are my favorite Port Harcourt-based skits makers. Yeah. So when it comes to stand-up comedy, I have a good number of them. I have Kill Baba.
Okay.
Advisor.
Okay.
MCJP.
Okay.
Those are my three favorites in Port Harcourt.
Favorite in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Port Harcourt has great comedians, whether stand-up or skit makers.
Yes, in the whole of the country, we have the talent. Port Harcourt is known for
especially
the talent.
the Niger Delta. Port Harcourt and then the Niger Delta.
Yes, in fact, Port Harcourt in particular.
Yes.
In particular, if you say Niger Delta, generally, but Port Harcourt in particular has the best stand-up comedians in the whole of the country.
Some people argue this with you.
Anybody that's in the entertainment, we know that it's true.
Okay.
Except if someone that's not in entertainment that will argue.
Okay, so let's talk Nigeria. In Nigeria, who's your favorite?
Okay, Nigeria, we have comedians like when I see my favorites, they are comedians that I learn from. I observe from them and hope to be like them. We have comedians like Basket Mouth. We have comedians like Boovie.
Why did you mention you have his hairstyle? Basket Mouth. That's Bright or Watcha. Yeah, that's his name. Okay.
So you have Boovie. That's Boovie Uboma.
Boovie.
Yes, and then I also have something like my mentor. His name is Forever.
Okay.
Forever, and then abari.com. These four are
abari.com.
Yes,
okay, yes. I think I know him.
They are my favorite comedians at the moment.
Why was Basket Mouth up on your list?
Yes, because like I said, there are people I watch, I observe, and I learn a lot from them.
But you mentioned him first.
Yes, because
he's your best.
Yes. Like what I said, there are people I watch, there are people I learn a lot from. Basket Mouth is on a level now that I don't think there's any Nigerian comedian on that level currently. Basket Mouth is on a different level. In fact, it's not, should I say, it's not like I'm talking down on Nigerian entertainment, but it's not on... There's a particular level he's on now.
Yeah. And some comedian in skits now super. You definitely laugh from Parks. All right. I mean, I saw this skit. Okay, this person says, "Greetings, Queen. My favorite comedian is Mazi Ike God because of his stammering English and Omo Toko Wazobia because of his flogging attitude. The United fashion designer." All right, Mazi will hear this. Danny SP is my favorite. He's just naturally his jokes are natural. The jokes they flow like water. Like he doesn't stress his main body. All right. Oh, I like this message is coming. So it means that we have a good time now. The promise I made to you. All right, Danny SPC. We just have 2-3 minutes and we're wrapping up.
Okay.
Right. First, I want you to tell me how you think the comedy industry is growing, right, in maybe 30 seconds, a minute, and then we talk about your show and give tickets. So now I'm going to be giving you tickets for Danny SPC's show. That's my promise to you this weekend. I said I was going to do something for you this weekend to go and enjoy yourself, right? He's going to talk about the show, but send a message, right? Send text message. I need 5 people to send text message to 0701 9339 962 saying Danny SPC. Or rather, I want you to use the tag for the show, Comic Ecstasy. Yes, Comic Ecstasy, and then you get yourself a ticket. So, Danny, let's come to you. How would you say the industry has evolved?
Okay, comedy industry in general, or
yes,
just stand-up?
General.
Okay, in general. Okay, okay. The industry has evolved in a way like I remember back in those days, before a comedian would get known, you have to come on stage, you perform on stage, you perform to a particular audience, and the more audience you perform to, that is how popular you get, and that's how you grow. So it's not everybody that have the opportunity to climb that stage. So now, social media has come in, and that has helped the comedy industry to evolve, because now you don't need to climb the stage to be known or for people to see your work. You just have to do a video in your room. Anywhere you do a video, post it, and
I mean,
people are seeing it.
the algorithm carries
So
it.
it's growing. People can watch from the comfort of their home. They don't need to come out to see you. They can just be at home, and so that's why. And now, talking about stand-up comedy in Port Harcourt, I remember when I was coming up, that time we usually have, let's say in a month.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for like 5 years.
5 years,
yeah.
okay.
So back then, before you come out, like we can have one comedy show in a month.
Yes.
Let's say throughout the year, we can have like 10, 20 comedy shows only.
Yes.
But currently now in Port Harcourt, there is hardly any Sunday that there is no comedy show in Port Harcourt. So it's a perfect fit for comedians to bring out, like to put comedy in the faces of the audience.
All right, in a minute, let's talk about Comic Ecstasy.
Okay, Comic Ecstasy is a comedy show, yearly comedy show I usually do. I started in 2022.
Okay.
So I've been doing it every year consecutively, and this is the 4th year. That's 4.0. So it's a comedy show that brings together people from all walks of life, to come together to sit, enjoy good comedy from the best in
Port
the city
Harcourt.
currently. But we are going to a level where we'll bring the best in the country.
Yes.
But for now, we are using the best in the city, which are also representing Port Harcourt outside too.
Yes.
So it's coming up. This year's edition is coming up on the 24th of August, 2025. 4th edition. It's happening at the Barrachel Event Center off Ada George Road, beside. There's a hotel there beside. What's the name of that? Fair Heavens Hotel. Beside Fair Heavens Hotel. But the most famous landmark is a place they call Borough Pit. So it's opposite the Borough Pit. It's a new event center. So
all right, in 20 seconds, where can so that's where it's happening, and tickets can be got live there.
Yeah, we have the regular tickets for 3,000 naira. We have the VIP for 10,000 naira. We also have tables for 4. We have the one of 100,000, table for 6,
right.
200,000, and the executive table 300,000. You can get your tickets online at dannyspc.onrender.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Danny SBC, and I wish you a great show. So I see your message is coming. Definitely you get a ticket to attend the show.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. Let the conversation continue on Facebook, and do also follow. It's Big Entertainment today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Well, the World News at 12 coming up shortly with Faustino Putu. I am Queen Chima. Good morning.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Hello and good afternoon. This is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Faustina Uputu. And the headlines. Court restrains a National Assembly from compelling appearance of 17 insurance companies over debt allegations. Civic Tech Organization accuses federal government of failing to publish quarterly budget implementation report. Rivers Police Command confirms arrest of officers involved in assault. On the foreign scene, Thailand's suspended Prime Minister faces court over leaked Cambodia call. Details in a moment. And now the details of the news. The Federal High Court in Abuja has issued an order restraining the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions, and 2 of its members from compelling the appearance of chief executives and managing directors of 17 insurance companies at its scheduled hearing session over debt allegations. Justice Emeka Wite granted the interlocutory order following an application filed by the insurers who are members of the Nigerian Insurance Association, NIA. The application brought by their counsel, Professor Taiwo Osipitong, sought to stop the House Committee from enforcing various letters directing the chief executive officers and managing directors of the companies to appear before the lawmakers on July 21, 2025, or any subsequent date pending the determination of the substantive suit. The suit arose after reports that the House of Representatives commenced an investigation into 25 insurers over alleged non-remittance of multi-billion naira revenue allegedly owed to the federal government. Through their counsel, the insurers, however, argued that the activities are already regulated by statutory agencies of the executive arm of government and that the National Assembly lacks constitutional powers to scrutinize the operational documents or alleged indebtedness to the federal government. In his ruling, Justice Wite observed that none of the defendants filed any process or appeared for defense to the application. The judge noted that once a party has been given the opportunity to be heard but fails to respond, such a party cannot claim to have been denied fair hearing. In granting the interlocutory injunction, Justice Wite restrained the defendants, their agents or representatives from taking any steps or compelling the chief executive officers and managing directors to attend their committee's meeting hearing pending the determination of the substantive suit. The court subsequently adjourned to September 9, 2025 for hearing of the substantive suit. A leading civic tech organization advocating for transparency in Nigeria's public finance budget has accused the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Budget Office of the Federation of flouting the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007 by failing to publish quarterly budget implementation reports. In a release by Budget's Group Senior Communication Associate, Nancy Odimegu, the group described the omission as a breach of law, a departure from established practice and a setback to transparency reforms championed by previous administrations. Citing the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007, budgetary execution and achievement of targets, Budget said the Minister of Finance is mandated to publish BIRs in mass and electronic media, including the ministry's website, within 30 days after each quarter. BIR's reports are expected to detail the implementation of the annual budget and offer critical insight into government spending and the delivery of public goods and services. However, Budget said the government had not published a single BIR since at least Q2 2024, leaving nearly 4 reports overdue by the second quarter of 2025. According to the NGO, the breach marks a sharp contrast to the previous administration, which consistently released at least 3 BIRs annually. In a call to action, Budget urged President Bola Tinubu and involved ministries to comply with the law and release the overdue reports. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, says despite abundant reserves, Nigeria's oil production has not matched her potential and called for a change of the narrative. The Group Chief Executive Officer, GCEO, of the NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, said this in reaction to a statement by the President of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, Festus Osifo, that every worker, especially in the oil and gas sector, deserves a safe environment. Both Ojulari and Osifo spoke at the 4th Pengasan Energy and Labour Summit Pearls in Abuja with the theme Building a Resilient Oil and Gas Sector in Nigeria, Advancing HSE, ESG, Investment and Incremental Production. Addressing the challenge of production levels, Ojulari stressed the need for resilience in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, citing the rapidly changing global energy landscape driven by dual imperatives of energy security and energy transition. He affirmed that for Nigeria, resilience was not optional but a national responsibility underpinned by operational excellence, fiscal discipline, regulatory compliance, and people-centric leadership. He said environmental, social, and governance principles were critical to building trust and long-term value, stressing that the NNPC Limited's energy transition roadmap was aimed at reducing the company's carbon footprint, investing in gas as a transition fuel, and enhancing transparency. Ojulari called for the creation of an attractive and stable investment climate underpinned by the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has approached the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking the removal of 4 federal lawmakers from Osun State over their defection to the All Progressives Congress (APC). In 4 separate suits filed by its lead counsel, Raphael Oyewole, the PDP listed each lawmaker as a first defendant. The Senate President was joined as second defendant in the cases involving the senators, while the Speaker of the House of Representatives was named as second defendant in the suits against the 2 House members. The National Assembly, the Clerk of the National Assembly, and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) were cited as third to fifth defendants in all the cases. The PDP argued that, in line with Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution as amended, lawmakers who defect from the political party on whose platform they were elected without any evidence of a division, merger, or faction in that party automatically lose their seats. The opposition party urged the court to declare that the continued stay of the 4 lawmakers in office after leaving the PDP for the APC violates the Constitution and renders their seats vacant by operation of law. The PDP also asked the court for an order of mandamus compelling Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas to declare the seats vacant and to direct INEC to conduct by-elections to fill the affected constituencies and senatorial districts. The party asked for a refund of all salaries, allowances and benefits received by the lawmakers from the date they defected until the final judgment. The Rivers State Police Command has confirmed the arrest and detention of officers involved in the assault of a citizen, as captured in a viral video circulating on social media. The Command Public Relations Officer SP Grace Ringekoko, in a chat with Today FM correspondent, said the officers have been taken into custody and are currently facing disciplinary action. SP Ringekoko further disclosed that the Commissioner of Police has ordered a full-scale investigation into the incident and has assigned the CP monitoring team to handle the matter. Recall that the victim alleged he was brutally assaulted by the officers after refusing to pay the sum of 1 million naira demanded from him over an expired tinted permit. SP Ringekoko further assured members of the public of the command's commitment to upholding professionalism and accountability in policing, stressing that the outcome of the investigation will be made public in due course. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Do stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back to the rest of the stories. The people of Ihuaba community in Ahoda East local government area of Rivers State have decried the absence of public power supply for over 70 years. Residents who spoke to Today FM's Sandra Kenneth said they rely solely on private generators for electricity, which they have to purchase at personal cost. They lamented that the lack of power has stifled economic growth in the community, forcing many to travel to the main town for services that require electricity. The residents explained that community members avoid going out late at night due to insecurity and reveal that they pay as much as 200 naira to charge their phones. They further decried the lack of potable water, stating that their only sources of water are a solar-powered facility and nearby streams.
Critical for us, unless those that have a private generator. It's only those that have their private generator do the barbering business. Yeah, the government should come to our aid.
We don't have a light in this community. I never see light for this community. Water they drinking river water, well water. We want government to come and help us. For night, we no see road. If you want waka from your house, go community, everywhere, darkness. To charging phone, like this small phone, they go collect 200. Would they suffer for this community as you see us like this?
The people of Guara community in Kana local government area of Rivers State have been advised not to allow themselves to be used for selfish political interests. The global president of the Ogoni Youth Development Initiative, Imabe Xavier Oscar, who hails from Gwara community, said this in reaction to a summon issued against him by his kinsmen following his open letter to President Bola Tinubu calling for a review of the appointment of Emmanuel Deya as chairman, Board of Trustees of the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HYPREP. Xavier Oscar stated that as an indigene of Gwara, he has always stood for justice, fairness and peace and has remained committed to promoting development in Ogoni. He noted that his only offense was his open support for the reappointment of Mike Milagi. A position, he said, was not based on personal interest but on Welagi's proven commitment to the development of Ogoni. According to Xavier Oscar, since his letter to the president, he has received several threats, including an attempted traditional oath against him by his kinsmen, which he alleged was instigated by Deya.
The essence of this message is as urgent as it is necessary. If left unaddressed, the current development in Gwara community could lead to a breakdown of law and order. As a law-abiding citizen of Gwara and Nigeria, I have always stood for justice, fairness and peace. I remain committed to promoting development wherever I find myself. However, in light of recent events, I feel compelled to speak out. The actions and utterance of Malwe, if left unchecked, could spark a serious communal crisis in Gwara community. I openly expressed my support for the reappointment of Dr. Maiwe Lagi. My position was based not on personal interest. Surprisingly, the Malwe taking my stance as a personal attack.
Xavier Oscar, who also serves as chairman of the Coalition of River State Youth Bodies, cautioned against allowing the community to be hijacked by political desperation and instead called for peace, justice and true development for Gwara and the entire Ogoni land.
Since my open letter to Mr. President Bola Tinubu, I have received multiple threats to my life through messages, phone calls, and other disturbing means. What crime have I committed other than expressing a different opinion? Is it now a sin to demand what is right? Remale have gone as far as inciting the entire community against me. Elders were reportedly asked to conduct traditional rites against me, a matter for which I have credible video evidence. These actions have created a tense atmosphere in Gwara. I have received information that talks loyal to him are planning to attack me anytime I get to my village. Minister of Federal Capital Territory is allegedly behind this manipulated appointment due to his personal interest in Ogoni affairs. Chief Wike should not interfere in the nomination of HYPREP board.
Moving on, youth activist Goodluck Oke has reacted to comments made by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, concerning the capacity of former River State Governor Chibuike Amechi to secure the ADC presidential ticket. Oke criticized Wike's remarks, urging the FCT minister not to mock his kinsman. Speaking in an interview with Today FM's Priye Izogu, Oke highlighted the accomplishments of both politicians in their past roles, stressing the need for unity and mutual respect. The activist, who is also of the Ikuri ethnic nationality, expressed the belief that both leaders have the potential to become president and should support each other's ambitions. He added that presidential hopefuls from other regions are not undermining one another and therefore called on the Ikuri brothers to unite.
It is a thing of joy to an Ikwere man that we have prominent men like Right Honorable Chibuike Amechi and the FCT Minister Barrister E.M. Wike. But unfortunately, we see our leaders in every opportunity trying to malign each other, trying to pull down each other. This is unfortunate. If this continues, it is definitely going to top the vision of an Ikwere man to be the president of Nigeria. We are not the first to have two sons in political frontliner. Former president of Nigeria, though late Omar Musa Yar'Adua and Muhammad Buhari, we are all from Katsina State, and they all had ambition to be president of this country and contested election. None of them put each other down. Why is that of an Ikwere man different? Let us work together. Let us pool our resources together.
The people of Elele Alimini community in Emoa local government area of River State have scheduled a general meeting for Saturday, 23rd August 2025 to deliberate on key issues affecting the development of the community. The paramount ruler-elect, His Royal Highness Eze Peter Wabara, in a statement called on all members of Ogbako Elele Alimini, including the executive, elders, elites, women, and Nadi community youths, and the entire community, both at home and abroad, to attend the meeting at the Elele Alimini Civic Center. According to the statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of Ogbako Elele Alimini, Chief Lord Miser Okwaka. The meeting will hold at 10 a.m. on the scheduled date. It will focus on drawing up a program of activities for the forthcoming New Yam Festival, Hozuzu, set to take place next month. The statement further noted that the forum will also provide an avenue for stakeholders to explore strategies to enhance security, protect lives and property, and strengthen cooperation among both indigents and non-indigents residing in the community. On the foreign scene, Thailand's suspended Prime Minister Patongathan Shinawatra has appeared in court to testify in a case seeking to remove her from office over her handling of the kingdom's border row with Cambodia. Patongathan, daughter of controversial but influential billionaire ex-Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, is accused of failing in her duties by not standing up for the country properly in a call with former Cambodian leader Hun Sen, after an audio from the call was leaked online. The Constitutional Court, which ousted her predecessor as Prime Minister a year ago in a separate ethics case, will rule next Friday on whether Patongathan should be thrown out of office. The court suspended Patongathan from office last month and summoned her to answer questions on the case today. The case centers around her call in June with Hun Sen, Cambodia's longtime ruler and father of its current premier, which focused on the two neighbors' then brewing row over their disputed border. In the call, Patongathan addressed Hun Sen as uncle and referred to a Thai military commander as her opponent, sparking a furious reaction in Thailand. In the world of entertainment, the Actors Guild of Nigeria, umbrella body for professional screen actors in Nigerian film industry, known as Nollywood, has set up the AGN Asset Recovery Panel. The AGN National President, Emeka Rolas, presented a three-man panel to the Guild's Board of Trustees during an interactive session in Abuja. The Asset Recovery Panel has Umura Ifeanyi as chairman, Garba Muazu as secretary, and Sydney Diala as a member. According to the national president, the panel's terms of reference include the recovery and safeguarding of the Guild's assets in the wrong hands, as well as to forestall future occurrences. The AGN helmsman, who is serving his last tenure, said in line with the Guild's constitution, the National Electoral Committee duly set up by the BOT has been inaugurated to conduct the next national election. He therefore expressed gratitude to the BOT for their support and understanding, which provided a conducive environment for him and his leadership team to deliver effectively on their mandate. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The Federal High Court in Abuja has restrained the National Assembly from compelling appearance of 17 insurance companies over debt allegations. A leading civic tech organization has accused the federal government of failing to publish its quarterly budget implementation report. We told you that the River State Police Command has confirmed the arrest and detention of officers involved in the assault of a man. And on the foreign scene, you also heard that Thailand's suspended Prime Minister has appeared in court for failing to defend the country in a phone call with Cambodian leader. And that's the news, as edited by Stella Sasongo Okori. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Faustina Uputu. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 085.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information. It's been an exciting week. It's been an awesome week. And just in case you missed out on our big stories this week, we got you covered. Rewind comes up every Saturday, 6:30 a.m. And here you get your total rundown of all the big stories and trends for the week in River State. And this is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Rewind, 6:30 a.m. every Saturday. Don't miss it.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Show because high life is vintage.
Our sports show with the adrenaline. Our midnight show because we care about your love life.
Our nostalgia drive because old is gold. Our show for young people because Gen Z code is on.
Our Pigeon Bit because na Naija we dey. Our book review because books are a mirror. Our big stories because big things only.
Our health shows with seasoned health experts because we care that you're healthy. Our eyewitness report because we want to hear from you. Our reggae show because Rastafari.
One love.
Hi, I'm Myra Anubi, and welcome to People Fixing the World from the BBC World Service, where we hear about new ideas that are improving people's lives. People Fixing the World will be back soon, but until then, we are bringing you a special episode. In A Washing Machine Solution, we hear about the device designed to help billions of people who still hand wash clothes.
When I was a child, I had to wash my clothes by hand. It was a part of our daily life at boarding school in Nigeria. This wasn't all that long ago, and in some parts of the world, some people might be forgiven for thinking that everyone has an electric machine by now. After all, they've been around for over 100 years. But in fact, according to the World Health Organization, over 60% of the world's population, that's around 5 billion people, still wash their clothes by hand. I'm Nkem Ifejika. I'm a journalist and broadcaster. And in a washing machine solution from the BBC World Service, I'm going to be finding out about a British engineer who's made it his mission to solve the problem of washing by hand. An idea born when he was working in India and saw his neighbor Divya laboriously washing clothes by hand.
I have conversations with her all the time about why does she wash clothes like this? I'll buy you an electric washing machine. And she says to me, Nav, I don't have a generator. There's frequent blackouts. I wouldn't be able to power this electric washing machine. Your electric washing machine wouldn't have any effect on my life.
That was the moment that the inventor Navjot Sawhney decided to create a hand-crank flat-pack washing machine for people like his neighbor Divya. He named it after her. So from the promise he made to setting up his own company and to the reality of working with the company which invented the first domestic machine, can Nav achieve his vision? First stop, the city of Bristol in the southwest of England. It's a lovely spring afternoon in Bristol. We're going to walk up to where the washing machine project is based. Hello, guys. Hey, Nav. Good to see you in your home turf. This is where the magic happens.
The Dream Factory. Yeah.
Sweet.
As you can see all around you, there's lots and lots of inspiration on the walls.
Yeah.
You can see that's a picture of Divya.
Oh, yeah, there's Divya. Oh, sweet. Divya, the inspiration.
Yeah.
India 2017. I've come to see how Nav's company, the Washing Machine Project, started and to meet the man behind it. And then I can see as well that you've got pictures from lots of the places that you've been to research the idea, right? Because that's Mexico 2022, with people hand washing on some giant rocks by a stream. This is where Nav and his team are refining and expanding their production of their hand crank machines.
It's a space where we innovate all of our ideas. There's so many sentiments in this space. We've got so many different stories of things going on here. So I can't wait to show you.
Nav was born in the UK to immigrant parents from Punjab. Even as a small boy, anything technical fascinated him.
My father was an aerospace engineer, and when we were very young, he used to take me to these air shows. And I was fascinated with how these big aircrafts would go into the sky. I'd be inspired, and I'd come back home. I would take the toolbox out of the cupboard and just break everything in sight and take apart things, see how things work.
But everything changed for him when he was only 8 years old. His father died, leaving his mum to bring up Nav and his two sisters alone.
I got a real appreciation of how women have to navigate lives in general, and so I saw that firsthand in my own family. And this theme of women empowerment and championing women wherever I go is always followed me throughout my life. So, you know, these three themes have always been very prominent, the displacement, engineering, and women empowerment.
Nav's family are Sikh, and his faith has played a huge role in shaping his vision.
Being a Sikh, you talk about a selfless service. It's the key tenet. Seva, or selfless service, is something that's just ingrained in your DNA, and I see it as the way of life. I guess that informed my thinking about the washing machine project in general, and I was lucky enough to align my purpose, my passion, and my skill all together.
Nav's love of taking things apart eventually led to him getting his engineering degree and a job at a top UK engineering firm. But after 3 years, he realized he wanted to do a job with more meaning and impact. So, in 2016, he resigned and went to Tamil Nadu in India to work for an organization called Engineers Without Borders.
I'm staying in a village. There's all sorts of people that are waking up early to go to work. The mothers starting on their daily chores. They're collecting water, collecting firewood. They're starting their fires for cooking. The street that I'm staying on is so welcoming. The most beautiful friendship that I have on the street is with a lady called Divya. And she lives next door to me. And she has 2 kids. She wants to feel like she's providing more than she already is, but she feels like the thing that's keeping her back is the household chores. She washes clothes every single day, sometimes for 2 to 3 hours a day, and I have conversations with her all the time about why does she wash clothes like this. I'll buy you an electric washing machine. As an engineer, this seems like such an unproductive task. And she says to me, Nav, I don't have a generator. There's frequent blackouts. I wouldn't be able to power this electric washing machine. I don't have running water all the time. Your electric washing machine wouldn't have any effect on my life. This is the exact moment where I had the realization that I want to make a washing machine that works for you, Divya, and I'm going to promise you that I will come back here and I will bring this washing machine to you.
Nav had found a problem he wanted to solve.
I fall in love with the problem. I'm starting to write down in my notebook the problems that people are facing. You know, how much water they're using, what detergent do they use, how many clothes do they have to wash, how long does it take, do they feel any pain? So by the time I'm ended my year-long placement in India, I'm equipped with all of this knowledge and all of these ideas of what it could be and what the problems are.
Nav signed up for a master's degree in humanitarianism, conflict and development so he could learn how to make his dream a reality. And in 2018, less than 2 years after his revelation in India, he joined forces with his fellow students to get the washing machine project started.
We're eating our samosas in my mum's kitchen.
Thanks, Mum.
And we see the salad spinner in the corner of the kitchen, and we're like, why don't we just create a salad spinner but with clothes in it? And we take the salad spinner off the shelf and we take off our socks and we literally start washing our socks in the salad spinner. And it's funny because the salad spinner has never been used for food ever again, and it's in our R&D office now in Bristol.
Time for me to have a look at the result of this hands-on experiment back in Bristol, where I'm going to have a go at building a machine with Laura Tuck, lead engineer at the washing machine project.
So what we have here is a partly built washing machine. So you'll see some parts laid out here. And this is your toolbox. So we've designed...
We've got some spanners and an Allen key and a screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. So we've designed this machine to be built with really basic tools.
Yeah.
We did some early stage research in Uganda when I first started at the company, where we were going around different homes and asking to see people's toolboxes. And people would often only be familiar with very simple tools, and a lot of people didn't have any of these available. So we've designed it to be extremely simple. You can put the whole thing together and take it apart again using one set of spanners and one set of Allen keys. So So what we often do is we run this event with some of our partners, and we've done this in anything from car parks to work canteens to distribution centres. So it really can be done on something as simple as this, which is just a basic table, as you can see here.
The machine is a big steel drum standing about 1.20 meters off the ground. Mounted on wheels, it's really light. You put the clothes, water and detergent into a door on the top. And there's a handle on the front which you turn to do the wash, and a tap where you empty out the water once you've finished. They're made from very thin sheets of steel, easy to transport and fold into shape, and easy to dismantle. Laura Tuck again.
And that's a big part of the end of life we envisage for the product. This can be broken down into flat sheets again and reused without needing a complex recycling infrastructure. So we're really keen that none of this will go to waste, and we won't just create, large plastic products that won't be able to be used at end of life and will just pollute the local environment.
As far as other environmental impacts go, the washing machine project says that when people wash with the Divya, water usage per week goes down by more than half, and the use of detergent decreases as well compared to washing by hand.
This is it. This is the main body of the washing machine. You're done.
I'm applauding myself. How big is my ego? They have now distributed nearly 1,000 machines to 11 countries around the world. That includes Tamil Nadu in India, the place where the idea was born. Among the recipients of a machine are residents of a village called Quila near the coastal city of Pondicherry. It used to be a French colony, and it still retains a sense of that European past, with a diverse mix of cafes and restaurants busy with locals and tourists alike. Off the main road, though, the streets are smaller, and it's much more like rural India. And in one of these side streets, Sarasu Murugan and her family have been given a Divya machine by one of the washing machine project's local charity partners.
I can't do any heavy work. I'm exhausted when I return home. The important work is clothes washing. I can't do it.
Sarasu is 42 and has 3 jobs as well as doing all the household chores.
When I used to wash clothes sitting or squatting, I would get severe pain in the bones around my hip and shoulder. It is a simple thing. Firstly, you can put in the clothes of 2 or 3 people, so 3 sets of clothes in a day. First, pour a bucket of water and add the washing powder and just rotate 2 or 3 times clockwise and anti-clockwise. Then, put the clothes and rotate 2 minutes this side and 2 minutes that side for about 5 minutes. Then, soak it for about 10 minutes. After that, rotate it for a few minutes and drain the dirty water out. Then fill it with fresh water and rotate for about 5 minutes to rinse the washed clothes. Drain the water and put them to dry. That's it. It's easy. Otherwise, when I wash them squatting, it's a lengthy process and time consuming, and it's hard job too. I spend my free time now with my children, talking happily with them. I didn't get such time before, since the children would have gone to bed by the time I returned from work, which sometimes may be even at midnight. So, spending such time with the children gives me happiness.
For her daughter Ishwarya, it means more time to pursue her dream of becoming a diplomat, working in India's foreign service. She's at school at the moment, but also has to help her mother with the chores.
We can't afford to buy a regular washing machine, and we can't pay the electricity bill also if we buy an electric washing machine. So they offered us a free washing machine, and it helps us in many ways, like time consuming, and even my sister can do that work, my father can do. He can't wash clothes by his hands, but he can do it in the washing machine. So the all family members can contribute in washing clothes. So it helps my mother and my grandmother.
Ishwarya has exams coming up, and now she has more time to study because she doesn't have to do so many chores. She says the washing machine project has inspired her. She wants to become a government official so she can help other women and girls.
if I become an officer, I'll help poor children like me or poor women kids like me to focus more on their studies, because I as a girl kid have to do houseworks, even my studies. So if I become an officer, I'll get schemes like this to introduce in my country to help those childs. It has changed my life. It can also change girls' life like me.
You're listening to A Washing Machine Solution from the BBC World Service. I'm Nkem Ifejika. NAV believes there's more to it than helping women to be freed up for work. The project also operates in refugee camps, and that's where NAV first started it all off, with the very first somewhat roughly made machine.
We're in Iraq, and within the year of the downfall of ISIS, and everyone's still reeling from that time. We're talking to hundreds of people across 5 camps, and each and every single one of them is fed up of hand-washing clothes. They have pain, back pain, joint pain, skin irritation. They see the machine for the first time and they like it. You know, this is a machine that could potentially save them time. It's this blue, hacked up, duct-taped barrel drum that fell apart every time we tried to test it with someone and leaked. But people still liked it as an alternative to hand-washing clothes.
The much improved machines are now in use in refugee camps around the world. One of those is on Lesvos, the Greek island that has seen hundreds of thousands of refugees arriving from Turkey in small boats. The charity distributing the machines there is called A Drop in the Ocean. I spoke to camp resident and volunteer Saleh Hussein, who arrived recently from Yemen.
We have not a lot of clothes, you know. We have a few. That's why we want to clean it every 2 days, because no one likes to be dirty, you know. And they can be dirty and the clothes get dirty easily.
He says the Divya laundrette at the camp makes all the difference.
It's important for me and for all the people in the camp, and for the big families who have a lot of children.
There are some electric machines at the camp, but they're needed for people with scabies, a contagious skin condition caused by tiny mites. Their clothes and bedding need to be washed in hot water many times to get rid of the parasite. So the Divya machines, which use cold water, are used for everyday washing. Jonathan Sanakis is head of European operations at A Drop in the Ocean.
It means that, at the very least, there is an opportunity to address the underlying issues of hygiene, of dignity, and of empowerment. Through NAV's work and through the collaborations that we have created over the years with other organisations, we've created a global laundry alliance to make laundry and access to clean clothes a basic human right.
But however well-meaning a project is, it might not always work as intended. Dr. Michael Woodrow is a lecturer in engineering for international development at University College London.
There have been several examples of projects that have been gifted to communities and then misused or used in a fundamentally different way than they were intended. The play pump is a great example of a very popular initiative where someone noticed that kids were playing next to a water pump and they said, I know, if we just create a merry-go-round, the kids can play in the merry-go-round, it'll pump the water up into a water tank at high level, and then the gravity will simply feed the water down to the community. And it means that people will get the water pumped up, they won't need to pay for diesel to drive a generator. So everyone wins. The kids get a playground to play, and the water gets pumped up for free. Everybody wins. This is amazing. It got a huge amount of money invested. They installed a bunch of these around sub-Saharan Africa, and within a year or two, everything was broken. And the whole thing was a massive scandal. There were some people who were strapping donkeys to these merry-go-rounds and forcing the donkeys to, or in fact, there was stories of kids being told that they had to push harder and play harder. It no longer became play, it became work, and the kids hated it.
So what does Michael think makes a good international engineering project?
The one thing I now know that I can't do is to walk into that community and tell them that this is a problem. And even worse, tell them that I am going to be the one who solves it. the first thing that I would have to do is to engage with the local community somehow. And the most effective way is to engage with NGOs who are embedded within that community.
As we've heard, the washing machine project does just that. And NAV says they're constantly researching what communities need and how they can help.
We could build the best product ever, but if people do not adopt it, then what's the point? We've now interviewed over 4,000 people in 15 countries around the world on washing habits. So we have a really good, solid understanding of how much time, where, what detergent, what clothes people wash when they're hand washing clothes.
The machines currently cost around $275 to make, although the team say they're working to reduce the cost to $70 a machine, and they're given out for free. Much of the funding for the development and deployment comes from corporations, one of which is the company which invented the first domestic machine over 100 years ago, Whirlpool, and their social corporate responsibility arm, the Whirlpool Foundation. Volunteers from the company are given time at work to assemble the machines. So far, they've made hundreds, which have already been distributed around the world. Pam Klein is the director of the Whirlpool Foundation and says for her, the washing machine project is a perfect fit.
We don't have connections where there isn't water and where there isn't reliable electricity. Even if we have operations in those countries, our distribution tends to be where water and electricity are more readily available. When we started to get to know NAV and the washing machine project, we could help with the scale up, we could help supplement their engineering, we could help figure out how to build these products at a faster pace. It's not a business opportunity, it's about that foundation of care that we've always had as a company. Our goal over 5 years is to impact 150,000 people around the world.
7 years after his promise to his neighbor Divya, Nav returned to the village where it all started.
I'm walking on my street that I stayed in with all of my colleagues around me, some people from Whirlpool Foundation, and there Divya is waiting outside her house. And everyone is so emotional. And she turns the washing machine for the first time, and everyone starts clapping and crying. And she says, Nav, there are millions of people like me around the world. Go find them. And that's what we're doing.
Tell me a big lesson that you've learned through this journey.
I think the power of falling in love with a problem and not being aligned to a solution. So fall in love with the problem, because the solution will always change.
No doubt there'll be pitfalls along the way. For example, can they make the washing machine even cheaper? How do they streamline production? And even bigger questions such as how long can it carry on without needing to become a profit-making venture? The answers to these questions are complex, but having spoken to those who use the Divya, it's clear they would want NAV to succeed. You've been listening to a washing machine solution from the BBC World Service with me, Nkem Ifechikan. The producer was Alex Strangways Booth, and it was a CTVC production.
To make sense of what's happening in your world, listen to What in the World by downloading the BBC World Service app.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique dial.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
On this day in history. On this day in history. On this day in history.
Today in history, 21st August.
In 1911, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre by 3 Italian handymen. It was not recovered until 1913, and the media sensation helped make it one of the world's most famous paintings. In 1986, Jamaican athlete Usain Bolt was born. In 1990, a West African regional force deployed peacemakers to Liberia as part of ECOMOG, ECOWAS monitoring group aiming to calm the first Liberian civil war. In 1991, Latvia declared its full independence from the Soviet Union. And in 1993, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration $NASA lost communication with its Mars Observer spacecraft just days before it was supposed to enter orbit around Mars, ending a $800 million mission.
On this day in history, on this day in history, on this day in history. Stay informed, stay ahead. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM for the latest news and exciting sports updates. Your trusted source for everything you need to know. Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.